Hi everyone, we've got another Upcrate box to unbox. So I feel like this one arrived really fast. I had to look back, and the last Upcrate box video I posted was only 2 weeks ago, and I do tend to film these as soon as I get them because I'm in Australia and this is a box from Germany. I always get it late anyway. Make sure it gets up in any kind of timely matter, as usually as soon as I get them, then that's the video that I do that week. So this one arrived super fast, way earlier than I was expecting it to. And let's unbox it and make some art and see what's inside. The last one was so good, so I have high expectations. So let's go. Okay, Upgrade 57. I was not expecting this today. Ooh, what's this? This is very colourful and abstract. Sticker sheet. Cute. Oh, okay, they're just gonna fall at the end. Okay, Ecoline Duo Tip. Now, I feel like this primary set we've got before. Maybe. Watercolour paint. We have a brush pen. So these are really handy if you're traveling. I took one to Vancouver with me with a little watercolour set, and you just fill this up with water and then you've got the brush inside. They're really easy to use and they're really easy to clean. And what else do we have? Sakura Perma Pake. Is this white? No, I don't know what this is. We're gonna find out in a minute. Where did that lid go? Where did that lid go? There it is. Okay. A5 Ecoline paper pad. Really nice, thick, slightly textured. Looks like watercolor paint, which would make sense because these are water-based markers. And then we have a little print. Christy Vanderweck is our Artist of the Month. Although this is Ohuhu alcohol markers. So if they've used those to create this, that is a very different art supply to this, which is a water-based marker. Completely the opposite of the alcohol markers. Interesting. And again, Ohuhu alcohol markers. Weird. And like I do with all my Upcrate unboxings, I will access the full digital magazine via the QR code and give you more information when I'm swatching the supplies. Cool. All right, let's go. So I do in fact already have this exact set, and I got these in a scroller box last year. So I'm not going to open this brand new set. I'm going to swatch and make the art with the set that I already have because I haven't used them since I got that box. So these are a set of 3 markers in primary colors. We've got lemon yellow, magenta, and sky blue cyan. And these are a transparent watercolor paint. So once you've popped them down on the paper, you can reactivate them with water. And you can, obviously, you've got your primary, so you can make a lot of secondary colours and a lot of versatility with the amount of shades that you can make. And they have a bullet tip and a chisel nib as well. And you can either use them directly on the paper and then reactivate them with water, or you can use them on wet paper. Or as I'm doing here, you can scrub them into a palette, just swish them around, and then use them just like a watercolour ink. And I feel like this is very fast becoming the Echo show because she's just been in every video lately, and I'm sure you all don't mind. She's the cutest little assistant. Now, I was sure that this pen said it was waterproof, but as like when I first put the water on it, it reactivated straight away, and even after it dried, it reactivated, and yeah, it definitely says waterproof here. Okay, so I gotta be honest with you, I am a little disappointed in this box. It's not that it's a bad box or anything like that. I think it's just because I've had these exact supplies before, pretty much, and coming off the back of last month's box, which was so phenomenal, like the best one I think I've ever had, I think that my expectations were so high that it just didn't match anywhere near that. So I did find the piece that I did for the scroller box. So this is what I did with these same supplies that I got in the scroller box last May. So yeah, exactly 1 year ago, I got exactly the same supplies with a different art subscription company. I've figured this out before when somebody asked me if it was worth it being in Australia to subscribe to these boxes, and I've roughly estimated that it's around $45 Australian dollars. That's including postage for each of the boxes. So when I looked at this, like this just didn't look like $45 worth. Like these water brushes, I've already got a bunch of these. And like, I'm not saying they're bad supplies at all. They're actually really great. I've had a lot of fun with them. But I think considering that I already have a set of these, I already have these, I've got black markers, this just didn't feel like, to me personally, like it was worth it. But that's absolutely not Upcrate's fault at all. They didn't send these same supplies out. It was from a different box. And also, like, that's the whole thing about it being a mystery lot of supplies, is that you don't know what you're going to get. And like last month was the most amazing month ever, and I loved those, and I've been using those inks and that glass dip pen so much since I got that box. These, I haven't actually picked these up since like I opened this box. So I have a brand new set now. If you do want these and you're happy to pay for the postage to wherever you are, I'm more than happy to send them out to you. Just pop your Instagram handle down in the comments so I can get in touch with you there. And I'm more than happy to send out this fresh, brand new set because I already have these. So yeah, not disappointed with Upcrate at all. Just on the back of last month's box being so incredible and me already having these supplies, I am just a little underwhelmed at this box, but let's make some art with it anyway and see how we go. Now, the prompt this month is organic robot, and I honestly had no idea at all what to do. And in the magazine online, it says this month that we are trying to find a smooth transition between technical drawing and organic forms. We want to be as colourful and diverse as possible. Show us lines, squares, circles, and your very own organic shapes. There are no limits to your motif. Just like there are no limits to a colourful, diverse future. And I was just like, what on earth? How? And I don't really do abstract things or patterns or anything like that. So I was just already kind of underwhelmed and not excited about the supplies. I'm sorry. And then the prompt was weird. And I just thought, you know what? Let's just draw some skulls. So I use the markers to do a gradient, like a really light wash of color in the gradient with the 3 shades as a background. And then I used the black marker, which is a Sakura Permapaque fine black water-based marker. So I'm still really confused about this supply. It is opaque. It's like a paint marker, but it doesn't require you to shake it or pump the nib to activate it. And yeah, it's very, very black, very opaque, definitely that, but it's not waterproof. It's definitely water-based. So I was getting a little bit frustrated with that reactivating when I didn't think it was going to. But I used that to draw the skulls as I'd done a skull with these supplies in the last time I had them. This was just sort of all I could think of to do. So I just sketched out the skulls and then coloured them directly with the marker onto the paper in 3 different colorways. And this was sort of my interpretation of the word organic. See, it was coming off on the nib. I was getting a little bit frustrated with this box. And then I thought what I would do is create some complementary shades and paint those on to give a bit more interest and a bit more color to the rest of the skulls, and just sort of painted those on with the water brush. There's nothing robotic about my drawing at all. Organic robot is such a weird prompt. I was just so stumped. And I think just that, and then having the supplies already, and then all the pictures, reference pictures of the artist using, and the artwork that they'd created was using an Ohuhu alcohol marker. Like there's literally like 6 photos in the magazine of the Ohuhu markers, which I love using. And I actually have a set of Ohuhu markers, but it would have been fun because we haven't had those. Well, I haven't had those in a subscription box, so that would have been fun to use and show you. Anyway, I finished off the skulls, and then because the little spiel had said to do shapes and lines, I just decided to thicken up the outlines of the skull and add some of the black, like starbursts, with the marker, the black marker, and then I just went with that. I actually really like the way this turned out, like considering the state of mind I was in, which I hate to admit. I was so frustrated this day. And maybe because I just sort of didn't overthink it, I just went with the first thing that popped into my head, and there's maybe a lesson in that for me. And I just went in with the fine tip of the marker just to add in some little triangles just to surround, just to try and put some kind of abstract element into the piece, and doing those to match the color of the skulls. So yeah, I don't want to be like super negative about this box at all. Like I do like the way that this turned out. I just think like it was just a combination of a few different things. And I think there is a lot to be said about your state of mind when you come to a blank piece of paper, because I was filming this and I sort of had to make something for the video. I was forcing myself to sit down and make something which, if I wasn't making YouTube videos, I probably wouldn't have done, to be honest. I probably would have opened up the box and just gone, I'm not inspired. I don't like the prompt. I'm not going to do anything. But the fact that I sort of had to make something for the video, like I couldn't just open the box and then not make something for you, you know what I mean? So it forced me to sit down and do something which I actually, in the end, all said and done, I really like the look of. I think it's quite striking. I like that it's just sort of primary colors. And yeah, so I think I made the most of it, even though I wasn't sort of so stoked on it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm always going to be honest about my thoughts and feelings and reactions to things. I do try and make the best out of everything where I can, but I will be honest with you. If I personally don't feel like something's of as much value, yeah, so here is the piece from this month's box, and then here is a skull I did with the same supplies last year. So yeah, skulls all around. I didn't really hit the prompt, but I was sort of just in a bit of a mood and I just wanted to get this done, so I didn't take a lot of time on it and just took sort of inspiration from the last piece that I did with these supplies and added some slightly abstract elements with the triangles. Consider subscribing to my channel if you want to see more art subscription box unboxings. It's always such a mouthful. And work in my sketchbook and things like that. Tutorials, zine making. Speaking of zines, here's my Ko-fi members. I adore you. I send out a zine every month. I send out 2 zines every month actually. And there's another tier that's got artwork as well. So all of that information is in the description box down below. So check that out if you have the means. If you don't, all good. Share everything around, share this video, subscribe, like, leave a comment. It all helps boost this and let YouTube know that this is something that other people should also be watching. That would be a really huge help to me, and it's free for you, so that would be awesome. I adore you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.